Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of our Dinner Party podcast. I'm Lindsay Jagger.
And I'm Keith Williams.
We're the podcast covering news and hot topics. On today's episode, we're talking about Southwest, King Charles, AI is coming at Google's throat, and, of course, the Olympics.
Cool.
But first, let's talk about our sponsor, shall we?
Yeah, what are you drinking today?
That's right. Today, I get a drink. Today, I'm drinking sparkling ice plus caffeine, zero sugar. It's looking like a citrus twist today.
Yeah, that's the one I almost grabbed last week.
Worth
And
it.
I was right about the name. It is called Citrus.
I need caffeine today, so I have to take over the duties.
Yeah,
It's necessary.
It's a tough job.
Someone's got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's on point. You know what? This flavor, I'm going to say it's similar to lemon lime. Similar.
Ooh.
Not too much like on the orange, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not like, I hate when you get like flavors that are like tropical berry. And I don't feel like that's ever a good flavor. It tastes like medicine. This one, solid. Big fan. This episode's about to get hype later once this caffeine hits. So
Yeah,
get
and
ready.
you know, if it tastes like lemon lime, that is my favorite flavor.
Yeah.
So that's
Big proponent.
a good sign.
All right, let's get into it. First topic of today is going to be shocking, and I think there are people out there crying over this, but Southwest open seating is kaput. It's done. They're getting rid of open seating altogether.
Yeah, I'm one of the people crying about it. I loved it.
So according to Southwest, they kind of pooled their audience. Audience says they want assigned seats. This also leads to Southwest having to do a plethora of retrofits on their plane, which the FAA will obviously then approve. So basically, you've got some years, I think, before this kicks in, at least till 2025. The airline's also going to bring you red-eye flights, though. So if you ever wanted to get to Florida immediately tonight, you can do that now, probably.
Okay. Yeah, I wish I would have been involved in this poll. Being a
That one vote could have tipped it.
yeah,
Could have kept everything the same.
I am a Southwest Rewards member.
Do you have the credit card?
I do.
There you go.
And the companion pass.
How did you not get pulled? I feel like if you have a credit card, you are in deep enough that like you should have been pulled. That was probably a spam email. That's on you, boo.
Okay, yeah. I probably deleted it. But that's like one reason we fly Southwest.
You know what? You know what the more interesting topic of conversation here is? Whoever they pulled.
Yeah.
If this came through an email, literally the people who respond to junk emails are the people who decided the future of this company. Is that what we're deciding? Because it also feels like that's the person that's passing on the email chain from 2002 that was like, if you don't forward this, your great uncle will die.
Yeah, they were scared about it. So they did it. They filled in the wrong answers.
Yeah, and now we have no more open seating on Southwest.
Yeah, if you wanted to have your seats assigned for you, just fly another airline. Like, it's so much easier for families to do Southwest because they can just fly in a group and sit together.
So true. And you're not like, hey, I know you bought that seat, but my kid's 5. Could he sit there?
Yeah.
Whatever the situation is. Is Frontier like assigned seating? I've never flown Frontier before.
I believe
Allegiant is also a cheaper one, and they have assigned seats.
Yeah, I believe Frontier is. I think I've flown Frontier once. And I think it was assigned.
I wonder if kicking open the cockpit door and yelling like, y'all get in here just isn't efficient, to be honest.
ABC, A1 through 30, welcome aboard. There were some people that just didn't follow the rules in the boarding.
So true. People are like, I'm just in line.
Yeah, they would say, oh, if you have a later boarding group, you can't board with a friend who has an earlier one, and they would try it anyway.
Southwest has been slowly, I'm honestly altogether thinking that their, feedback from their audience is a lie, because they've slowly been moving this way with the addition of, if you buy something, you'll get, the early bird email to check in and do
Got to pay extra to get a better seat, I guess.
Right. Also, I'm small, obviously, in stature. I will take that middle seat in the front row. Like, if you left that open thinking, nobody's going to want to sit in the middle, it's me. I'll do it. I'll ruin your flight because I fit in the middle seat.
Yeah, I'm the guy who tries to get the extra leg room in the exit row.
Yes.
Because I am 6'4". I need the extra leg room.
We have absolutely different problems. I'm willing to ruin a flight because I know people don't want someone in the middle, but I'm
Yeah.
not gonna go sit in the back to have an aisle seat. I don't need it.
Okay. I mean, as long as you're sitting in the middle, I don't care. You're not bothering me,
Right.
I guess.
I'm also nice enough, well, like not for strangers, but I used to travel on planes built similarly to Southwest for a sports team that I worked with. And if I was on an aisle, I'd switch with like a guy because I fit in the middle. Like if he was in the
Yeah.
middle and I had the aisle seat, I'd be like, just switch me. Like
Yeah.
I try to be nice. I realize that I fit more places than other people.
This also brings up another topic. Should you be allowed to recline your seat?
In first class or
Yeah.
economy plus, sure.
Coach?
No.
No.
There's
You-
no room.
What do you gain?
Because
An inch?
again, we've already okay, you're 6. We have a foot difference. I'm 5'4". There are like in the back, like my knees are sitting like right against a seat.
Yeah.
If you recline, I can't even work on my laptop.
Right. Like if you recline,
Not okay.
I'm the one pushing the seat so you can't you think your chair is broken
Yeah.
because I'm not letting you
Stiff arm
recline.
that.
I need all the leg room I can get. My legs are already in the back of your chair. So
If I'm the average human height that they're using to navigate the chair creation off of,
I think they are. Yeah.
it's a pity because
Yeah.
it's just insane. People aren't built like that.
No, flying is now made to just pack as many as they can in there.
We might as well stand, honestly. Like
Yeah.
put us in like those weird roller coaster sort of seats, you know?
Okay,
Do you
yeah.
remember it? Like there are roller coasters where you stand and you're like in this weird harness, and I think maybe that's what we should, because if we're gonna take away any sort of like comfort, then I want to be as uncomfortable as possible. Like if we're gonna stack people in there, let's go. Do
Or
it.
even
Stop pretending
ones
that
where
this
you
is at
sit
all nice.
and the thing comes over.
That's what I'm
and
saying. We roller coaster this crap. Let's
Yeah,
go.
actually those are not that bad
I mean, it'll
comfort wise.
like I can't imagine what it would do to you with like the pressure change. I don't know if that's actually. I bet standing's got to be better for you than sitting.
Oh yeah. For
yeah.
sure.
We actually should probably just do that. We should look into that because we need to stop pretending like it's not just a giant bus in the sky.
It could just be like a bar.
Yeah.
Just put a
Maybe
bar.
we just hold on.
Oh yeah, like the subway.
yeah.
Enjoy your 16-hour flight.
Can you imagine takeoff with
Oh.
holding on to something?
That'd be wild.
Everybody just falls to the back.
Yeah, that's cool.
You really, I don't know.
They should do a study with it.
Let's figure it out. We'll figure it out. Okay. Next topic. This one's because it's about your boy, King Charles.
Oh yeah.
He's getting a pay raise basically after a public estate, which serves the royal family, doubled. He's going to be making a casual 45 million pounds. That is $58 million. And by the by, what's he spending it on? Well, one thing, he's converting 2 of his Bentleys into biofuel cars because he is a green mean machine.
Biofuel cars.
Biofuel. I don't even actually know. I worked in automotive. I don't know what a biofuel car is.
Well,
I don't
good
know
for him for getting
is
a
it
pay
the thing
raise.
that runs off the thing that makes it smell like French fries? Like
Yeah, that's
like
what I'm thinking. Like
ethanol?
oil.
Ethanol?
I don't know.
Corn cobs?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Used
Cool.
fryer oil.
Maybe the UK has a lot of corn.
Or are we talking what's that one? It's not diesel. No, it's not
I
helium.
thought ethanol was what I was
Probably, it's got to be the
Yeah.
corn one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like a whole thing, and then we decided electric cars were better.
I was gonna say, why didn't he just get an electric car?
Batteries, man. I think we just aren't great at recycling batteries yet.
I saw Samsung announced new solid state battery for electric vehicles.
Interesting.
It'll be 600 miles of range in a single charge. It can charge in
Road trip. Let's go.
It can charge in 9 minutes from
Perfect.
20% to 80.
But where are the chargers going to be? Will it be able to use like a Tesla charger?
Oh yeah, I mean, if you ask people now, like I have a friend who has a Mustang Mach-E,
Yeah, love that
And-
car.
and he's driven to Florida with it.
I
and he hasn't had a problem.
rented that car because I went back to visit some friends in Texas. Unfortunately, another friend had passed away, so it was a funeral at a church, and I thought you do want, people to pray for you, but you don't want them to pray that hard. So I rented the Mach-E. It was great. Great experience. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, he said it probably took an extra 10% of time to drive.
Yeah, sure.
But, I think the technology in the cars, it tells you where the charging stations are and it plans your route for you.
I think I'm still team hybrid because I like having the ability to be fuel if I need it.
Yeah, I also do like the idea of the plug-in hybrids
Hmm.
where they go like 30 miles on a charge and then if you use all that, you just gas.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that'd be good. Most people they don't drive over 30 miles a day.
I know Porsche, I think a few other, manufacturers have a similar situation where your car can also charge its own battery as it runs.
Yeah, yeah, like a lot of the hybrids will do that when you
Yeah,
slow
sorry,
down or
that's what I was
whatever.
talking about is a
Um,
hybrid one, not a fully electric. I don't think does that.
oh yeah, actually Prius has a model where you can get like built-in sun
Well,
or
they've been in
solar
the game
panels.
for longer. And also Prius is like, this isn't about looks. You know what I
No,
mean? So you can do more. If you wave that white flag or just I mean, is it a white flag so much as it is like just not even engaging in war when it comes to looks? If you just don't engage and like this is not going to be a good looking car, but it will be the thing you can tell your friends about if you need to like humble brag that you're just better than them. You're like,
yeah,
my car, it saves the environment.
my wife had two different Priuses. I finally got her to get a different car, but I mean that thing did get like almost 50 miles a gallon.
Not great for the environment, but extremely fuel efficient. Everyone in LA had one. Like for a
Oh really?
while, it's actually a joke referenced in the movie La La Land where they go to get like their car keys and like every set of keys at this like valet is a Prius.
Oh okay,
Yeah,
nice.
there were
I haven't
just
seen
so
that movie.
many. Oldie but a goodie. Put it on your list. Well, if you like musicals, if you
Yeah, I'm not
don't
I
bother.
don't like musicals.
Don't watch it.
I won't.
Anyway, but good for King Charles getting that pay raise.
Yeah, he's if I can think of anybody who deserves it, he's top of my list. My pal.
your confidant.
Yeah, so
Invited to the dinner party with Fabio, J-Lo,
yeah, Peyton Manning,
Peyton Manning. Feel
Joey
like
Chestnut.
Joey Chestnut. There you go.
Yeah. So, Prince Charles, if you see this, I'm waiting for my invitation to come hang.
Maybe he can show you his Bentleys too.
Yeah, I want to
It'd be a
learn
good
about this
time.
biofuel
Yeah.
Bentley. The
And
BB.
there's like no better time, right, to like spread the love than when you've got a raise. Like, why not throw a dinner party? He can invite you.
Yeah, and he's getting up there in the age. He doesn't need
He's got cancer,
he's
so
not
that's
going to
not
spend it
like
all.
that's not usually a life extender. Say that.
No. He needs to spend the money.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad he's doing well. It's hard. Boomers have it really hard economically. So
Especially royal boomers.
I can't imagine. He's just what a life. What a life. All right. Moving on to our next topic. This one interests me a lot. The company OpenAI, which is the owner creator of ChatGPT, is starting a search engine. And I think that should scare Google because Google has been like the undefeated verb champ of search engines. You do
Mhm.
not say you should search engine that. You do not
Google
even
it.
say search it. Yeah, you don't say look that up. You say Google it. And I honestly more and more frequently have heard like you should put that in ChatGPT. It hasn't quite verbed yet,
Mhm.
but I hear more and more people say just ChatGPT it.
Yeah.
I think they need an easier name. The GPT doesn't roll, so I'm interested
No.
in what they will name this. I genuinely think that they, with good marketing, with someone with one genius idea, are like a step away from potentially knocking Google off the like search verb kingdom throne,
Yeah.
whatever.
Because Google's trying to do their own, but what Gemini?
Kind of too
I think it's
late.
Gemini.
It is Gemini.
But back in the day, it is time for a new one. Because what did you start off with? You started off with what? Asking Jeeves,
Yeah,
and
Ask
then
Jeeves.
you would
That's a
I would,
throwback.
I would Yahoo it.
Yahoo it. But you never said that.
No, you didn't.
You searched something. I don't
Yeah.
even know if you said that. You didn't know what you're doing, but you're using the computer to find an answer.
Yeah. If you just between downloading things on LimeWire, you're on Yahoo.
If you skirted all the viruses that the like McAfee guy started
Yeah.
and also protected against, if you worked your way around that, you eventually could end up on a search engine. And Yahoo was king for a really long time. And then Google just blew past, like, what is Yahoo? It's a news site.
Yeah. I mean, I did find myself last week at work, just instead of Googling, I was just going to Chat GPT
Yeah, 100%.
and it knew.
What do you think Bing is doing right now? If we personified all of
Just
these, like,
annoying people who get new computers when
yeah,
it starts up for the first time. They're like, "Do you want to use Bing as your default?"
you're like,
No.
never, never.
Why would I do
Stop
that?
asking me that. It's like gum under a table. Like, I'm disgusted, and why is it there?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That happened to my mom. I was helping her set up a printer.
And, that's what's actually so rude because it's a disservice to the elder generation,
Yeah.
which are on PCs. And
Yep.
why? Why?
She
Don't
got
do
a
that to them.
she had to get a new laptop for Prime Day.
Did she get a new laptop because she was using Bing? She thought it like the Google was broken?
I don't know.
Because I've had people think,
Her old laptop was not healthy,
well, that's rough.
and she got a new one. And I was trying to help her set it up on Zoom. Yeah, she's like, "What's this Bing?" Don't worry about that.
No.
Just tell it
No, we
no.
don't need to introduce people to new things. Not
Mm-mm.
like that. But I am interested in what they call it. Because Chat GPT is just not a great name. So we'll see what they name. I think naming the search engine something clever.
It's gonna make it or break it
Right.
because you have to.
Chat search. That's got to be a name for something already. Chat search.
Well,
It just can't have like GPT in it. I don't think that runs, even though
no,
chat search is not great either.
because like your Blink Googles or your Alexas. I
It's
don't want
all
to set them
one
off,
word,
but
right? Yeah, everything just is like
yeah,
Siri.
you gotta have
Gotta whisper the
gotta have
name.
some names where you can call it to search things on your smart devices in your house instead of hey, I can't even say it.
Yeah, Chat
So
GPT, right?
it's yeah, we need something cool.
Olivia. It's a
Yeah,
nice soft name. I feel like I would trust Olivia. You can use Olivia Rodrigo in all of your commercials. Congratulations, Olivia. That'll be a big win for you.
new sponsorship deal. Good
Yeah.
job.
Boom. We did it. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to use Olivia to search everything.
Yeah, she knows everything.
Also, why is it always a woman? Do you think people, like, I don't know if a man could handle that many questions. That might be. Like,
Yeah,
at some point, the search engine just goes down. He's like, no, I'm not
I
answering.
think you
I'm
nailed
up.
it.
I'm up.
You nailed
I'm
it.
out. Too
That's
many questions.
that's definitely the reason.
It just replies with, go ask your mother.
Yeah. Actually, I did a trip on Waze, and I used Waze for the road trip, and
Okay.
I changed the voice, and you can change the voices. I changed it to dad jokes,
Stop.
and I couldn't even hear the guy.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, I didn't hear any of his jokes. So maybe that was the joke. He just didn't tell me where to go.
He was like, you're going to love this.
Yeah.
You need to get a map and be a real man.
Hey,
That's
where?
what it feels
Yeah.
like the dad.
Why didn't you turn back there? You know.
You didn't look it up before you went?
Yeah.
You're just listening to Waze, to an app.
Didn't you just print it off on MapQuest or something?
Right.
Page 3.
Oh, my favorite thing is when my poor parents ask me where something is. Like if they come to my side of town and they're like, where's this thing at? Like, how do you get there? And I'm like, I don't know what street that is. I was like,
Google
you've
it.
got to put that in your phone.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? I genuinely, at this point, I think it matters more to know how to use your technology, like your apps, than to be like aware of what street name something is. Like, if
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
go to that street, why would I know that street's there? I don't care about that street.
I think maybe once you retire,
You can
maybe
invest in knowing street names.
well, maybe they should have like adult technology classes.
They totally do.
Well,
Those
like
are things.
to enable to get your social security, you need to attend this class on how to use your phone.
You know what's really sad? We're probably like one generation away from that just not being an issue.
Just like using
Well, no, because like Gen X definitely like grew up with technology.
Oh,
Like
I
they
see what
probably
you're
don't
saying.
have that problem.
I see what
Like,
you're saying, yeah.
yeah,
Because once they die,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. R.I.P. to the frustration of a group of people not knowing how to use things.
I think definitely what's before millennials?
Gen X.
I think there could be issues there, but they mostly probably got it.
Right? Like their job probably included something in technology by the time
Yeah,
they were like really working. Like
but
maybe their high school jobs didn't. Like they definitely still got to enjoy the mall.
yeah.
We kind of did.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like definitely through high school.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think well, once it gets to millennials being
Old people.
old people, we'll be fine.
Or we're gonna eat our words and like we'll be like, how do you hologram this?
Yeah, there'll be a whole new technology, and
Yeah, and we'll just be like, I don't want to put that in my brain. I
there'll be
don't
some young idiots talking
freaking
on a
Elon Musk with my like chip in my eye or something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
There'll be some people doing whatever a podcast is called in 50 years, complaining about millennials.
Hologram
So
audios.
yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I don't know why hologram is my go-to. I just feel like we should figure that out.
I
I
mean,
kind of
they've been
want to.
talking about holograms since we were kids.
Yeah, they really have. Remember when not Snoop Dogg, Tupac came back? He was a
Yeah,
hologram.
yeah.
I think it takes like quite a bit of energy to create a hologram. I don't think
Okay.
it's currently simple because they obviously can do it. So that's like the future technology is that
Yeah.
it gets more simple.
I don't know anything about holograms except for
It's a combination
sci-fi
of like light, I think.
and yeah.
You know, we need a scientist. Someone out there can scream the answer. We can't hear you, but scream it if you know it. All
Yeah.
right. Are you ready to move on?
Yeah.
If I could license the Olympic music, I would do it and play it right now because we have reached the Olympic portion of today's episode. Are
Yes.
you ready?
We could play like the
Dun, 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 dun.
yeah, that or the US national anthem.
Oh, yeah.
You
There
know.
we go. We can do so many things. We'll figure that out later. First topic, everyone is super angry because Snoop Dogg was a torchbearer. So the opening ceremonies they've come and gone. Many of things. There was like a French DJ with some drag queens in it. Seemed to perhaps mimic the Last Supper painting. People are pissed about that. But before anything really kicked off, they announced Snoop Dogg as a torchbearer, who Snoop Dogg is also going to be a commentator for NBC.
Yeah.
And people were quick to point out that he is not French nor an athlete. And what if he drops it like it's hot? He didn't. Spoiler alert. So good for him. But how did you feel about Snoop Dogg being a torchbearer?
So I didn't watch any of that opening ceremony. I'm fine with Snoop Dogg being a torchbearer. If anybody saw his last Olympics, I think it was like him and little guy, what's his name? Kevin Hart.
Mm.
They would commentate on the Olympics, and it was hilarious.
I am a huge Snoop Dogg fan. I love his music
All
and I
right.
love him. And I love his friendship with Martha Stewart too. I just genuinely like Snoop Dogg. So I was all in on this. I love that he was a torchbearer. I see what people mean. He's not an athlete
No.
and he's also not French.
Mm-mm.
So I don't know how he got picked. I don't understand that. Like, I mean, Salt Lake City is, I think, an Olympic host city 2034. I think we host, like, the U.S., even before Salt Lake, has another.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, I think we host
Is Salt Lake
on the
doing-
East Coast now. Maybe it's not back to Atlanta. It could be L.A. again, actually. Maybe I'm wrong and it's the West Coast. But I want to say the U.S. has won another Olympic bid to be a host city
Okay.
and, like, absolutely use Snoop Dogg. I don't know why France did. But I also have. Like, maybe France just loves him more than we do. I don't know.
It could be a weird Snoop Dogg thing over there. I don't know. I feel like they could have used Kylian Mbappe. He's like he's one of the biggest soccer stars right now, and he's from France.
Okay. That could have been
Feels like
that could have been
a
an
thing.
easy one. He could be busy if he's playing in the Olympics, though. I don't think you can be
I don't believe he is.
Okay, so he is retired.
No.
Oh, he's just not in the Olympics.
So
How's that work? That was a dumb move on someone's part. Then.
soccer in the Olympics,
Right. Different
isn't-
team.
it is a different team.
Right.
It's not as like I don't think people care about it as much.
I think America cares because our women always win.
So there's different rules. So the Olympic soccer teams are 21 and under,
Right.
and then they can have 3 people older than that on the
Okay.
team. Plus, they also all just finished the Euro Cup or Copa America, so they're probably all tired. They need a little break before their season starts because they're the international, not the international teams, but the like the Premier League, for example, and La Liga. They're all like doing their U.S. tours right now,
Okay.
preseason games.
So he is too old, perhaps, for the
I
Olympics.
think so.
Okay. Well,
Plus, even
in like 5 seconds, you came up with perhaps a better torchbearer that would make more sense for France than Snoop Dogg.
he could have just been busy, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
maybe. I like, there's probably a French rapper. You know what I mean? There was also Lady Gaga there. Like, they had a lot of Americans perform, or it felt like maybe we just saw a lot of Americans. I have no idea. But Lady Gaga
yeah.
was also there, and I was like, she's not French. She's from New York City.
Well, what everyone I hear talking about on my YouTube algorithm is Gojira, the metal band.
Okay, are they French?
I
Were they
don't.
there?
They were there. They played the opening ceremony like on a castle or something, just like metal.
Oh, the Marie Antoinette. There was
Yeah.
like which I actually really love that reference because I was like, yes, France, that is still what we think of. We think of Marie Antoinette,
Yeah.
100%.
And cheese.
They
and
should
wine.
have like thrown out cake or something.
Cake.
If athletes just like from the Seine River just like threw out cake because let them eat cake,
Yeah.
cupcakes.
I heard people were talking about the boat sizes of the different countries. And like one country had like one person,
Men in their boat size.
and they were just like, they could have just put this person on like a jet ski or something.
That would have been epic,
Yeah.
actually.
Or a little dinghy.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there floating.
He has to drive and hold his flag.
Yeah.
He's like, this was such a spectacle.
Because what, the U.S. had almost 400, or is it more than that?
We have a very large constituent. I think it is over 400 people.
Yeah, and I think China was really close as well.
Yeah,
to
I mean, I
us.
think that's pretty much why it's always the U.S. and China in medal count is because we also just have more athletes.
Are we
BT
just-
Dub, I think we have to give an RIP to the like Russian Federation Commission,
Oh.
whatever they used to have to compete on. I think they just get to compete as Russia again. I guess
they're
all the
Russia.
dope is out of their systems.
Okay.
Doping system scandal, whatever, complete. I think
All
they're
right.
just Russia again.
Punishment over.
Punishment over.
Good for them.
Yeah, so back to just Russia, not like the Russian delegation committee. I really don't remember
at the
what they were
same
called,
time-
but I was like,
Was it a punishment?
because you still got the athletes who supposedly didn't like get caught doping got to compete. I think that's what it was.
Okay.
So I think those who were caught did get like disqualified, demedaled, and weren't allowed to compete.
Okay.
So I think it
And-
was like
Yeah. Because they
And-
still had the Russia name in there, just Russia.
they
yeah,
were like, that's where you're
Federation.
from.
Yeah.
I think China also, like some swimmers or something got caught with doping, and China maybe not China, but whatever research was done into this, they confirmed that they unknowingly digested this substance while eating breakfast in a hotel.
Oh.
So if you're eating breakfast in a hotel in China, look out because you might have performance enhancing drugs in, I don't know, your scrambled eggs. I have no idea. The miso soup.
Yeah. What do they eat for breakfast in China?
I've been to China and
Okay.
I had bao buns and like miso soup in the morning.
That sounds great.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
I honestly like the food in China slaps. It's so good. I would go
Some
back
bao
in a
buns.
heartbeat. Yeah, no, I would go back to China in a heartbeat. It was delicious.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know why people were upset at Snoop Dogg. Not Maddie's there. I did kind of understand the distance between what a torchbearer is supposed to represent, but I feel like
Did you see him?
he's a guy.
Yeah. Did you see him commentating on badminton?
Sure didn't, but I'm gonna go back and watch
Yeah,
that now.
You need to watch it.
Heck yeah, I love some Snoop Dogg. The other person that came back, who I didn't realize was on a hiatus, Celine Dion. Again, not French. She's definitely Canadian, but she is French Canadian.
was
So
gonna
we
say,
got closer on this one.
Sounds a very French name.
We got closer. She has stiff person diagnosis. So she has, I guess, been MIA for 2 years. I genuinely thought she had a residency in Vegas. Confused when that ended. So this was all new, but she belted out Edith Piaf's "Hymn à l'amour," which is "Hymn to Love," and
Okay.
people were excited.
What?
They were ecstatic.
What's stiff person? You just get stuck?
It's like you have like I think muscle spasms, but very painful ones, and so like you do like stiffen up But I thought of like rigor mortis was my first thought. I was
Yeah.
like, how is she standing? So I don't know if she's doing better or I don't know the treatment is what I'll say. Um, but I hope she's doing okay because I think this woman has been through a lot. I know she lost her husband quite a bit back now, but she seems like a fighter. But you know what? Her heart will go on
It will.
and on and on.
There's probably a
I
fighter
wish I could sing.
song she might have. Maybe.
It's all coming back. It's all coming back. I can actually name quite a bit of her
Okay. Yeah.
songs, I think.
I'm not up there on the Beyond knowledge.
I'm impressed that I have any Celine Dion knowledge, but
First of
also
all,
I missed out on like the biggest thing in her life. She was diagnosed with a terrible disease. So I don't know that I am deep into the Celine Dion
Yeah.
realm, but I know enough.
when Titanic came out and that song, My Heart Will Go On,
Right.
you could not get away from that song. It was everywhere, playing on the radio every 5 seconds.
I was way too young because Titanic had nudity. I was like way too young. I watched it at a friend's house anyway. Her mom let us, which is surprising. But it even however old I was, like 6 or something. I mean, I was really young when Titanic came out and I can remember it being everywhere. So
Yeah.
that's when you know it's like infiltrated something, is if your little 6-year-old memory can remember it.
I just remember you had to like put the second VHS tape in.
Yeah,
'Cause
it was a
It was a
movie.
2-taper.
That's just not a thing you have to do. You just download and stream and binge. You will never know what it was like to have to stop, rewind, go ask. Well, for me, because I was young, go ask an adult for help. Put that second movie in.
Oh yeah.
It was a whole thing.
And you know it's a long movie when you get a DVD and you have to put a second disc in for a DVD.
And how was that even possible? I thought DVDs were also sort of
I think that was like
infinite.
maybe that was a Blu-ray thing.
Ooh, Blu-ray. That awkward, like, 8-track step. Blu-ray feels like an 8-track to me in hindsight.
Yeah, I think trying to think of a movie. I want to say like one of the Lord of the Rings was maybe
Avatar?
Maybe Avatar,
Like
yeah.
the first one probably would have hit that Blu-ray moment.
I could be way wrong, but definitely feel like you had to switch the DVD at some point in some movie.
Cannot recall, but I believe you. I 100% can remember because it was a big deal. It was like, this movie is so freaking long
Yeah.
that you're getting 2 movies
Yeah.
for the price of one.
Yeah.
But not really. It's one
Wide
movie.
box. And you had to have space for on your
It looked like a book collection.
on your TV shelf.
You had bought an
for 2.
encyclopedia of at least one letter.
Yes.
Probably X.
Do you remember the encyclopedias
Heck yeah, I remember.
by
that.
letter?
Yeah.
Oh man. I think I remember a guy coming to our house.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Are you enough older than me that you had that? Because I
Yeah.
definitely never had that.
People, I think we bought it.
I had a CD-ROM of like Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah, I do remember that. But we also had
The
the actual.
encyclopedias in the library as a child were very cool because it was like you can just look up anything.
Yeah.
Like anything. And it was fun to see which letters were like huge and which letters had like nothing.
Yeah, isn't that weird to think that you would put everything about something in one book under one letter?
Well, I think the secret there is that it was not everything about something.
Oh.
It was just a digestible version of a
Yeah.
segment. Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've looked at an encyclopedia.
No, because you use Google, which
Right.
will eventually you're going to use ChatGPT.
Olivia.
Yeah, Olivia.
Yeah.
So, and once Olivia gets here, you might not even remember using an encyclopedia.
No, I won't. I'll forget.
I actually was like a teaching assistant once, and the kids still learned how to use a dictionary. Like they used it as part of their like spelling lessons. And I remember taking, because I had like a smaller group of kids who had a hard time learning. And I was like, here's the thing. Yes, dictionary. I was like, it's also more important that you learn what dictionaries online you can get a definition from and how to identify which definition to use. So I actually taught them how to use like Webster.com.
Yeah.
And I honestly think I did all those kids a service. I was like, I get it. I get the purpose of this book. Most of you don't own a book. Most of you will never be in a situation where you like should go get a book to find a definition. Every single one of you have a computer at home, and every single one of you will be in a position in your life where you have a computer and need to look up a word. So let's do that.
Yeah. And, you told them don't go to urbandictionary.com.
100%. That was like one of the first things. I was like, Google dictionary.
Yeah.
Tell me which one you think you should use.
Right.
Like, let's talk about that.
Uh-huh.
And then we go through, because then there are obviously different definitions for different, like, which one should you use? So,
Yeah.
I think I actually did like a really good thing for tomorrow's youth. I taught outside of whatever the scope of the state said, but it was okay because you shouldn't trust an 18-year-old as a teaching aide. That was stupid. Yeah, it's not my fault. Not my
Yeah.
fault. Anyway, moving on from Celine Dion and Snoop Dogg, two people that I think totally deserve to be in the Olympics. Also, Snoop Dogg, shout out to your boy Peyton Manning because he's also going to be on the broadcast.
Yeah. Peyton.
I want Peyton and Snoop Dogg to get together. Does that happen?
I
Because
hope.
those are two people that I very much hope are
Yeah.
enjoying each other's company at some point.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I want that show. The other thing too, I had to look up all the weird sports because everyone, like curling captured America's hearts in some like some Olympics a few sessions ago. It was like everyone became obsessed with curling. It was on like all the time. Everyone loved it. It was such a weird sport. So here are the sports I thought were kind of weird, but maybe we could get behind.
Okay.
Some of them are obvious, some of them not. Handball.
Yeah.
Are-
So, from what I know,
Okay.
all right, I'm going to kick it back to Spain.
Okay. España.
They actually watch handball over there.
Like casually.
Yeah,
Like let's go to a pub and watch some handball.
I think so. Yeah.
Love it.
So, maybe it's just weird to us.
For
Why do
me-
we have a handball team? Who plays it here?
Can I tell you, I follow someone on Instagram. I did not know that he was like of Olympic handball fame. I thought he was just like a, feel good advice column guy.
Uh-huh.
Posted a picture from his like handball days in the Olympics. I was like, holy
Oh.
crap. I follow a legend.
Yeah. Handball legend.
Handball. It's just, let's get a better name though. Let's do better. I don't know. Second sport, artistic swimming.
It's,
Right up there with water polo, who, by the way, is sponsored by Flava Flav. Love that. Let's get
that
more
was
Flava Flav into
super
the Olympics.
weird. What is that about?
He just was like, that sucks that these women are working 2 or 3 jobs to support their Olympic dreams. I'm going to come in and sponsor you. So
Okay.
hell yeah, Flava Flav with the clock. That's like, okay, so we have Rolex, we have Tag Heuer, we have Peugeot. I don't know what, like, whatever other fancy watches, Timex. I don't care. Instead of that, as the timing sponsor, Flava Flav.
Yeah.
He is literally a man known for a clock.
He's got a Casio,
Yeah. Like, why does it have to be Rolex?
the calculator.
Fancy watches break, but Flava Flav's gone on for quite some time now.
He has.
Yeah.
That's what people know him for. Is that clock.
Yeah, I think he should be the official sponsor of Time.
He should be. Because I don't know what he does or how he got famous. I'm guessing he was a rapper.
He sure was.
Okay.
Like, in a very popular group. But
Okay.
90s rap is my thing. We'll do that another time.
Yeah, I am not a rap
Either way,
guy.
but artistic swimming. That was the point of that.
What
not
what
Flava
is
Flav.
that?
I assume it's much alike to artistic gymnastics, which shout out Simone Biles and Team USA, who took gold today in artistic gymnastics. But artistic swimming, I believe, is kind of like the group swim, fancy, like looks like dancing in the water sort of situation.
I thought that was synchronized swimming.
I don't know the difference, but I think
Okay.
it might be like that.
But it's definitely a different sport.
It could be the same thing. Maybe it's a different name because I don't know
Oh.
that I saw synchronized swimming on there. Maybe
Maybe they changed the name.
it's an update.
Okay.
Next, badminton.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty solid, kind of weird, but it's definitely akin to curling in my mind because it looks like something that we could just pick up and get really good at and then go to the Olympics.
I mean, as a kid, probably like a teenager.
Yeah.
I played badminton a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
I never did. But I played croquet quite a bit.
Oh, I did.
Let's
not.
name the weird English garden sports that we all played as children. Why did we play like we're in the Midwest. Why were any of us playing anything but like cornhole
Because
or bags if you're from Illinois?
it was, I don't know if cornhole existed. When did that get invented?
I feel like it's actually probably a sport that's older than time and we just didn't play it until
They were throwing actual
College.
like corn cobs.
through holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
It might have been more like difficult back in the day because now it's bags of corn.
yeah. I think badminton is awesome. I'm going to go out there and say it's better than pickleball
Ooh, that feels like a challenge.
because anybody can play in their
If we were
backyard.
ever to get like negative fan mail, it might be because you said that.
Yeah, that's fine. Pickleball is not superior. I saw a thing on Instagram this week. They were playing pickleball,
Mm-hmm.
and this dude hit it like really hard, and the other team challenged it or something.
Like hit it hard as in
Like
like,
spiked it.
and it hit a line or what? What
Uh,
was the challenge? You just
that the
can't
ball
overly
was
aggressively hit something in
that it
pickleball?
deflated.
Okay.
I don't know if this was satire. I don't know anything about the pickleball rules,
Yeah.
but they judged it and said that the ball deflated. I don't know. This could have been.
Deflate gate in pickleball?
There's
You're Tom
is
Brady
like
when you need him.
there's no
Man.
air in it. It's got all these holes on it.
Right.
I don't understand how you can deflate a pickleball.
I mean, a wiffle ball can get ruined.
I guess they said the people
The
complained
like
because it didn't
integrity of the
bounce
shape.
up enough,
Yeah.
so they missed it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Seemed weird.
I don't know anything about pickleball, but whatever.
Whatever.
My next sport was squash.
Squash.
Feels like we could get into squash.
Now I've heard of it, but I don't know what you do.
You're in a room and you hit a ball and
yeah.
against a wall, it comes back to you. I played squash. Kind of scares me if people get like a little too into it. I'm like, I just feel like I'm
Okay.
asking to be hit in the face.
So what's the difference between squash and racquetball?
Is that the same thing or no?
I don't know.
We have some, yeah, we're going to have to like do some in-depthness in research. These are just, I literally created a list of like,
No,
that
but,
should
like,
be a weird sport.
I've heard.
Racket?
I've heard of squash.
Is it the same? Is it just the American name? Like, are we just confusing American name versus British name? Squash, racquetball? Because a racket club is squash.
Oh.
I think we've run into something here. I think we're onto something. Someone, again, yell the answer through the whatever you're listening to. We won't hear you, but yell the answer if you know it.
Why are the Olympics confusing us with these names?
Well, I've got one more for you
Okay.
because are you ready
Ready.
for this one? Breaking.
Breaking.
And by the way, I got all of these names off of Olympics.com, which is the official site for the Olympic Committee. So breaking.
You like breaking plates?
Or breaking dancing.
Break dancing.
Break dancing. They just called it breaking.
Okay.
Yeah, that's in the Olympics. I think it might be the first year. I cannot confirm that, but breaking is officially an Olympic sport. Feels like an art because it is a dance, but it's a
Yeah.
sport, and we're going with it.
I guess so. We didn't vote on it. The committee did.
I will say this one was one where I was like, that's just crazy that that's in the Olympics now, and not necessarily that I feel I could go join a break team. And also, do you think that's just like poorly translated? Like, should be breakdancing, right? Breakdancing team, squad, troop, group,
Yeah, something besides breaking.
breaking. I was just like, same idea. I was like, breaking what?
Yeah. I don't. I
And are
still-
the Greek better at it? Because if it's plates, like, they
Oh,
do
yeah.
that like every dinner.
I just don't understand why that's a sport in the Olympics.
I understand the physical exertion of dance.
Yeah.
But I think there's always been that kind of argument of, is dance a sport or is it an art? And I think it's like a physical art,
Physical art. Yeah.
which means it's totally hard
Yeah.
and
I'm not saying it's not.
and probably keeps you in great shape.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen dancers, like, you look amazing, all of you. But is it a sport or not? And perhaps
Yeah.
break dancing is even different than but like, if you have break dancing, shouldn't we have ballet?
Yeah. I mean, I guess they compete. And what do you do in sports? You compete. So
Right.
maybe that's
Tis a competition. To
yeah.
say the
Maybe that's
least.
where you connect the dots.
I don't know. I don't know. But these are the weird sports that I kind of want to pay attention to, and I'm super into badminton if Snoop Dogg's there, so maybe that's the one I'm picking.
Badminton's just so good. I miss badminton. It's a fun game.
Bring it back. I'm gonna do some croquet.
Croquet. Okay.
Maybe I'll do that instead of bunko.
You're gonna give it up?
Just like for the Summer Olympics.
Okay.
Add in some croquet, and then we'll bring back bunko when it gets cold out
In the garden.
in the garden. Exactly. All right, well, one more Olympic topic, and this one is shitty. The Seine River, it's gross. It's full of E. coli. The like $1.5 billion France spent on cleaning up the river, uh, no good. No good. They basically created like a giant bowl that would collect the water because, in case you didn't know, Paris is a really old city. It's
Yes.
like super old.
Uh-huh.
Now, some of the buildings new because World War II took care of that, but a lot of the plumbing, pretty old. So they created like a giant bowl that collects water before it goes into the Seine. However, if you watch the opening ceremonies, it downpoured. It rained a ton. And so this water overfloweth, ends up in river, and now no triathlon.
Oh, they canceled it.
It's been canceled the last few days. So that means it would become, I believe, like a decathon or something like that. Whatever. It would just, obviously, you would remove the swimming from it. So it'd be running and biking, which
Oh,
has competitors pretty upset.
yeah.
Obviously so. Like if you came to the Olympics, especially triathlon, I mean, if you've done triathlons, if you are an Ironman, Iron Woman, whatever, amazing. You are the coolest, and I have the utmost respect for you.
Yeah.
So I'd be pretty shitty also.
Yeah. If you trained for the swimming for, however long they do that, yeah, that would be upsetting.
Exactly.
You know what else was a cool sport I saw? It was, I think they called it canoeing,
Yeah.
but it looked like a kayak to me.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool. They had to go, it was a man made river, it looked like.
Yeah.
And they were going, I thought it was pretty cool.
We could totally like, again, a sport that's just like kind of odd,
Yeah.
but not one that I think I could actually
Oh,
get up to speed on.
no, it
Not
looked
at all.
pretty difficult.
No. But not on the Seine River then, right?
No, it definitely looked like whatever water thing they were on that was like made for that event.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. What I think I would want to be, I want to be a surfer at the Olympics because they're in like French Polynesia or something.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like in Tahiti. Like, chill. You're not even in France. You don't have to deal with the nasty weather. You're on an island, just enjoying. They win. They
yeah.
win for sure. But yeah, that it just sucks that river is disgusting. I think their mayor of Paris actually did swim in it to prove that it was clean. And I'm like, how many like tetanus shots did you get before you did that? Because it was clearly like a minute away from being way too gross. Like the E. coli levels are too high.
Yeah.
You think she's gonna die before the end of the Olympics? Think she's gonna develop some E. coli? I assume that kills you, right? I don't think. Do you survive E. coli? I have no idea.
I think you can die from it. I think it's like a stomach bug or something, isn't it?
Probably manifests in the gut.
As all things do.
So much does. So
Yeah.
much does.
Um,
Best of luck to her in not getting E. coli. Just feels like if the overspill was, I mean, it was millions of gallons. So also, it's not like a milk jug fell into the sand and was like, "Whoop, too much E. coli." Like it was a lot, but I don't know. That water was pretty brown when she got in. Just
Ugh.
saying. Ugh. Also, like ancient poop is in there, right? I mean, it's water, so maybe it moves. I don't know. But that's a real old city with some old plumbing. Like people
yeah.
just used to like just dump shit out their window.
Yeah, they did.
So
That's
I
gross.
yeah,
Can you imagine just
it's
walking down the
nasty.
street back then? Like what the smell was like?
Oh, when people talk about like I wasn't born in the right like century, decade, whatever. No, I was not meant to live in any decade that didn't have modern plumbing. I'll tell you that. I will tell you that cuz if you could time travel and I went back to Marie Antoinette era, vomit immediately. I would die from dehydration upon impact because no way, no way. That's they stink. Like stink.
Yeah. And the streets and
Stink.
the the castles had like a pretty cool little plumbing system, I guess you could call it.
I thought Versailles was literally known for being stinky. Like people would relieve themselves in the corner. And
Oh.
yeah, because not everybody got to use
Well, I
the
don't know.
chamber pot.
I don't know when they invented this, but
Oh.
like the toilet would kind of stick out,
Mm-hmm.
so you would just go and it would fall outside.
But it was like, so that system was like too new. It's like not
Okay.
everybody got to use that. There weren't
Yeah.
like enough toilets for the whole whatever you call like a court or whatever. I don't know. It was gross. I know that it stank.
Yeah.
I think I wonder if the river stinks. I've been to Paris though. I don't think it stinks.
Yeah.
But that's just gross. And it sucks to ruin it. And I mean $1.5 billion in taxes. Like, no wonder French people are so mad all the time.
1.5
billion.
in taxes they had to pay for the
Yeah.
Olympics.
Yeah. Well, for just to clean up.
Oh, clean the river.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
it didn't work. So you spent a lot of money for this one thing that probably never gonna work, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're not gonna use the river after the Olympics.
I mean, they use the river all the time.
Yeah, they do, but
But no, like probably not gonna like be like, oh, well, now we can go swimming. Now that they hit like a drought, you could go swimming. I feel like
Yeah.
that's just when you find dead bodies in rivers though, and then you're not gonna want to go in anyway.
they should probably definitely clean it out, like just drain it somehow.
I mean, they should probably figure out how to get it clean simply because that's gross, right?
Yeah.
Like we don't need more than, hey, your river's really nasty.
Yeah.
Right?
Would you swim in the river? Like, hey,
No.
I mean,
can't
obviously
believe-
the mayor thought it was okay.
Listen, I want Vegas odds on the mayor being alive for the closing ceremonies. Now that we know that river is gross, I want Vegas odds on her being alive.
I'm sure they're out there.
I'm going dead, but I'm going to vote for murder every single time. Won't be murder, but I mean, it'll be a coli.
The coli is the
Coli
murder. Sounds like a name.
What was that movie that was like Osmosis Jones?
He was water, and
this would be like he was like an amoeba or something, right? Like he
Oh.
was like a cell. I don't know. He was
I
in
don't know.
Bill Murray though. That was a good movie back in the day.
He was in. Oh, he went inside of Bill Murray.
I think he was a medicine, and he was like there
Okay.
to like cure Bill Murray. But like it was a cartoon, but on the outside it was Bill Murray. It
Okay.
was just like a disgusting human being that didn't take care of himself.
All right. Yeah, I never watched that, but I remember the name.
I watched it in school.
Oh,
I'll do you
okay.
one better. So I guess mildly educational for anyone wondering.
Must be up there with Bill Nye.
Right up there with Bill
Yeah.
Nye, Bill Murray,
Yeah.
the other Bill.
When you
Bill.
Now-
Bill,
oh,
Bill,
yeah.
Bill.
Now, when you say Bill Murray, I just think of the band, Bill Murray. It's not Bill Murray, but it's Bill Murray.
You know,
Look it up.
great marketing tactic for them.
Yeah.
All right. We've reached the bewitching hour. It is time for a nightcap. Keith, what do you have for me?
So I'm gonna do a little throwback to Boeing.
Oh.
Their little space capsule thing that's still stuck up there.
Oh no, they've been up there for 55 days.
Yeah, and they came out and they said, "Oh, they're basically stuck up there because it's not gonna work." And then I think the astronauts said, "Oh, we can come back anytime we want. We're just not ready yet." Sure.
You're like, you brought, because they're at the space station, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so they have like food and whatever. They have something.
Yeah.
How do we outfit the space station to be able to accommodate for additional people? I mean, because this isn't the first time. This
Unplanned
has
people,
happened,
yeah.
right? Like this has happened
Yeah.
before. I don't know if it was a Boeing incident, but it has happened where people get stuck in the space station because something doesn't work, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
I assume Elon Musk is going to have to go save them. I don't care how people feel about that. I feel like Tesla's the next
SpaceX.
SpaceX,
Yeah.
whatever, is the next best thing to like solve a problem. It
Yeah.
can't be Richard Branson. I feel like he doesn't have like I don't think Virgin's quite there.
No, because I was reading about it. It looked like SpaceX is having a little problem with I think their boosters right now. So that's why they're not going up there to get them.
Interesting.
Boeing,
How many days were they supposed to go up?
I thought it was just like a week or two.
Which also that doesn't seem like long enough to launch someone into space. Like 2 weeks isn't a long enough time. I think you should have to go to space for like a month to make it worth it.
Well, that was also Boeing's first manned flight. So
Oh, okay.
all their other test flights, unmanned. And I also don't think that they never were successful with docking, if I read that article correctly.
We really just said
So
Meh. They said, listen, we've got a lot of bad press right now. So
Yeah.
we're going to need y'all to just go to space and deal with it. Do you think you can do that?
You know what? Last
What if they
time,
got up there and couldn't dock?
I
They'd just be stuck in this freaking thing. That's crazy.
yeah, they're like, you know what? Last time we tried this without anybody in it and it didn't work, but we're ready to go.
Little weight, just a couple 100 pounds is the difference.
Yeah.
It's going to do it.
So I don't know. They're saying it was leaks from like failed seals or something.
I mean, I don't think I care.
I don't know.
Right?
They're having issues with things, and I'm just like,
It genuinely feels like they said, we've got to do something. Every article is so bad. Like marketing was like, listen, just launch it. It'll be fine. Just launch it.
When I saw it was Boeing, I was like, this isn't gonna.
Everyone thought the exact same thing, and then it happened.
Yeah.
And that's what's unfortunate is because we all said they haven't done a single thing right in a year. Maybe don't send people into outer space on that thing. The whole public said that. And then they did it because I said marketing was in the corner and they said, don't do it. Just go ahead and launch. Just do it. Just say something else. And then they did. And now everybody's like, well.
Why doesn't it work?
Exactly.
I don't know. They're crazy though. Boeing's crazy.
I don't know why they did that to themselves. Do you think they're actually like, was there a situation where they really thought it would be fine? Or do you think they knew it wasn't going to be fine? Do you really think they were like, no, we have full trust in ourselves? Like, I understand that some things in science, it's like obviously explained away. You're like, oh, it just didn't latch because something simple, whatever, no worries, continue on, blah, blah, blah. They were like, this is foolproof and it's completely a freak accident that this happened. Or is there something bigger there where you're like, get it together, stop doing these things?
Yeah, it'd be like me, building like a car. Like, all right, I'm gonna sell you this car, and you're gonna, it only goes 100 miles an hour.
Sure.
But I've never made a car.
Right.
But you have to do it.
And I said,
and I'm gonna be done. It's gonna be ready in like a week.
I said, oh, well, you said I have to do it, so.
Yeah, you're like, oh, sign me up.
Yeah. Well, I probably didn't say sign me up either. I probably said, well, you said I have to do it. So.
Oh, okay. Well,
do you think that's the reaction to the astronauts? They were like, are they Boeing astronauts or are they NASA astronauts?
I think they're NASA astronauts.
So they were like, I really want to go up on some government-made spaceship, but okay, I guess you're sending me up on a Boeing.
Yeah,
that seems to not even do well within the atmosphere, but let's break it. Let's break the atmosphere and let's go to space in this Boeing. Surely nothing will go wrong.
They're definitely NASA because they've been up in space before.
Right.
These two.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's rough. That is a rough day for Boeing as it continues. Yeah, I would love to know, though, if they really thought everything was going to be fine, because it genuinely feels like a PR stunt that put people's lives at risk. It feels like that. Like they knew they just needed someone, because people still get jazzed about space when SpaceX launches. It looks, if anybody's ever seen it, it looks super cool. Used to live in LA, so you'd see them all the time. It looks like a freaking spaceship takes off. Launches down in Florida from NASA, always a big deal. People still geek out over that stuff.
Oh yeah, they drive. I know people that drive down there to look at them.
Yeah, like I genuinely think Boeing was like, everybody likes a space launch. Let's freaking light this candle.
Yeah.
They lit that candle, and that fuse.
It was like a big firework, right?
Went out real quick. Just went out real quick on them. I just genuinely believe that one was a PR move.
You know what? At least they made it there, and they didn't die.
No one's dead.
They'll probably get back somehow eventually. Like, what is it?
It's definitely just not going to be on a Boeing, though, right?
No.
What do we do with that thing? Because it's stuck in space.
That's what I was
Now do we have
say.
like space junk?
You just like eject it, and
That's
it
like
just
not,
floats.
That's not cool of us. If that comes back down to Earth,
yeah, it's gonna bang on somebody's head.
On a house.
Yeah.
On another airplane, potentially.
They would probably do like in the movies and shoot a rocket at it to get it off course to the ocean or something.
We use like whatever we have in like missile defense sort of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, when things re-enter from outer space, how has it never hit an airplane? Like when you look at like the airplane travel maps
There's a
and
lot of
like,
airplanes.
and there's a lot of space junk that re-enters the Earth's atmosphere.
Yeah.
How's that work?
Wonder
Who knows?
what if that's what happened to that Malaysian flight? Was it MH370? Is that right?
It was a 370. I don't know. Yeah, Malaysian Airlines. And
Yeah.
they probably
Maybe it got
something,
hit by
whatever.
space junk. Have they? I don't think they've found that yet, have they?
I thought they found the box for it or
Black
something.
box.
Because that's how they were able to like locate where it should be. But it wasn't in the ocean. Tides and things. Crazy. Science is weird.
The
Yeah.
ocean, man, it's so unexplored. There's so much. What do they say? There's some crazy percentage that we haven't even looked at.
I love going to the beach. I
Yeah.
love being on the ocean. The actual idea of the ocean itself freaks me out.
Just the open ocean.
Yeah, I'm like, whew, that like
Would you do
give me chills. Nah, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. Answered that.
The answer is just no. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. Whatever it is, I'm probably either not athletic enough or brave enough. I'm gonna go with one of the. I am brave if I don't have time to think about something, but I've thought about the ocean.
Yeah.
Have you seen like some of the fish that come out of like the deep dark part of the ocean?
Oh yeah.
That looks like a nightmare.
Yeah.
That's just a freaking night. Like, whew.
I want to like ride a catamaran, just from island to island. I think that'd be awesome.
I mean, yeah, I can get on board with. I love boating.
Yeah,
I
but
will
like
be on the ocean.
you just live on it.
I also think maybe I'm afraid because like some of my favorite like scary movie-ish genre is like Jaws and The Meg and
Open ocean sharks.
yeah, and like the Poseidon where like a rogue wave turns over a cruise ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rogue waves, 100-foot waves.
Yeah. Like I would watch those on a boat.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's bad luck. You don't do that.
Well, I did, and I survived, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about Boeing. I don't know about their problems, but that feels like we could have avoided it. I will end on that note.
Yeah.
Dear Boeing, you could have avoided it.
We all knew it was coming.
We all knew it was coming, but there was just the evil whisper in the background, and I am a marketer, so I can say it was just the evil whisper of do something else.
Yeah,
Just launch it.
your cousin Annie at Boeing.
Yeah. Got it. Got him. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening to another episode of our Dinner Party podcast. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.